Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a deep dive into the equipment that is a part of the Horsch AgroVation pack for Farm Sim 22. Now when this was first announced, there was some concern and some misunderstandings around the FS22 version of the Horsch AgroVation pack, because in Farm Sim 17 and 19 we had a pack by the same name that was no cost. It was a free update. But in FS22, this is a paid DLC. But do note that all of the equipment in the FS22 update is brand new. None of it is carried forward from FS19. I do have a Google document linked down in the description below, and it has an outline of all the equipment that was available in the FS17 version, a listing of what equipment came forward into the FS19 version, and what new items were also introduced in the FS19 version. And then it has a listing of all the FS22 versions, and it will show you that all of that implement is new and unique. Now, when also this pack was first announced, there was a transformer listed. In fact, the Transformer 12, which is over here, and it is a hoe, and it is designed to extract medium-sized weeds from your field. And one of the features that was shown off in the trailer is the hoe's ability to shift left and right to some degree in order to stay within the rows. But this implement is not the only transformer in the pack. In fact, most of this equipment has multiple configuration options. I just did a quick rundown and try to count all the configuration options. We have 14 implements in this pack, and there are over 80 configuration options among those 14 implements. Now, in addition to the pack itself, we do also get the Horsch AgroVation map, and that is what we see here on the PDA. I'm going to have a separate video out in the channel, which is the map tour itself, and the intro to that map tour does kind of give you a little bit of background as to where the map came from. And it does mention that this map has come forward from FS17. It was also recreated in FS19 and now has been recreated, not converted, recreated in FS22. Now this pack includes 2 mulchers. We have a shallow cultivator. We have a regular cultivator, and we have a disc harrow in the pack. So we have 3 cultivators. We have 4 seeders, of which 3 can no-till. We have 2 planters. We have 2 weeders. And then we have a seed and fertilizer hopper tank. Let's go ahead and kind of run down through each of these in their segments. First up, let's take a look at the mulchers. Mods and DLCs, we have the Culturo 9 TC and the Culturo 12 TC mulcher, $35,000 and $78,000 respectively, and 8.9 meters and 12.2 meters respectively. These are going to make the largest 2 mulchers in the game to this point. Now, as far as configuration options, the Culturo has just one configuration option in the fact that we can add some extra weights here in the middle, and that is going to increase the weights from 3.5 tons to 4.1 tons. As far as the Culturo 12 TC, we do have the choice of tire brand from Trelleborg, Michelin, BKT, Vredestein, and then we also have the choice of design. And take a note here at the design. Design 1, we have the 3 drag tines on the rear. Design 2, we have 1 drag tine, and then we have rollers. Let's go over here quickly and see this equipment in operation. I have to say the animations and the sounds on all this equipment are really well done. And we're going to find little details like these hydraulic hoses, lines, everything. They all fold and unfold very, very well. Really nice particle effects, animations on the tines. Let's go ahead and fold this up. And we'll go ahead and take a look at the larger mulcher. Really like the laser cut Horsch logo here on the back, and it does have some 3D depth to it. I was doing some live streams and demonstrating this equipment. It got some nice dirt mask. And off we go again. Now here we have it configured with the rollers on the back as opposed to the drag tines. We have some nice animations going here as well. And then we move on to the cultivators. We have a shallow cultivator in the Finer 6SL. We have the regular cultivator in the Tiger 8MT. And then we have the disc harrow as in the Joker 8RT. $25,000, $78,000, and $82,000 respectively. With respect to our shallow cultivator in the Finer 6SL. This one has some interesting configuration options. Specifically, we can add a seeding unit. And at this point, now we have not only a shallow cultivator, we have a traditional seeder as well. So this can put down crops: wheat, barley, oats, canola, sunflowers, not sunflowers, oilseed radish, grass, the normal seeding crops. In addition to that, we have multiple configuration options. You see here we default at design configuration 5. We have a roller on the back, 2 drag tines. Configuration 6, we get rid of the rollers entirely, as well as the drag tines. 7, we add drag tines and the wheels. Design 1 is just straight up shallow cultivator and seeding unit. Design 2 adds rear drag tines. Design 3 adds front wheels. Design 4 adds the rollers to the back and get rid of the drag tines. Then we're back to configuration 5. As far as the Tiger 8MT cultivator, this one is really interesting because we can add a fertilization unit to this. And in combination with the Partner 1600 seed and fertilizer front tank, we can now not only cultivate, but we can also fertilize our soil. We can also add a top ring roller here to the rear. Then we move up to the Joker 8RT, and this one really surprised me when I started taking a look at it. We have standard configuration, just a standard disc harrow at this point, 8.2 meter working width, or we can add a seeding unit. Now, the seeding unit is going to work with grass and oilseed radish. So it's going to work for our cover crops. And it's going to hold 400 liters worth of seed. Or we're not done. We can add a slurry distribution unit. And now at this point in time, it becomes an 8.2 meter cultivator / slurry injector. So we can also fertilize our fields. Moving on, we can do seeding and slurry injection at the same time as well. Again, we're going to be using this for grass or oilseed radish cover crop as opposed to our normal seeding crops. Let's go ahead and kind of demonstrate that equipment. And I've got these configured up a little bit different than default. So I have this one set up as a seeding unit. I have the 1600 partner tank that we really haven't talked about quite yet up front here. I really like to watch these hoses unfold and stretch when they unfold. We'll turn it on. And now we are shallow cultivating and seeding at the same time. I think Giants has done a really good job with respect to these hoses because you can see them stretch and fold and bend. Now let's move on to the Tiger. And this one I have configured with the fertilizing unit. And I also have this one set up with the front tank, this time holding fertilizer. We lower it and turn it on. And then off we go. And a quick bit of movie magic. We have made a slight change in our machinery. So it has some really great animations. And you can see how the hoses are also moving with all of this. And I had mentioned the attention to detail on the hoses flexing and stretching. Here we can get a really good view of that. And something else that we get a really good view of is how maneuverable a lot of this machinery is. Now let's move on to the Joker. And this one is no joke because it is so configurable. We're going to demonstrate it with the trike here as the vessel because we have configured this to do slurry injection. But I have also tried it out using this large slurry tank. And it does indeed attach to the back just fine. And I also tried it out with the saddle track pack, and this works really well as well. So it can attach to the back, and then you got some seriously long implement here doing your slurry injection. We attach, we have our hose hook up. Unfold it, and off we go. So now we're doing our shallow cultivation with our disc harrow, and we are injecting slurry into the soil at the same time. And once again, we've got excellent turning radius on this equipment. And the movement of the hose is really well done. that's going to move us on to our seeders. Let's take a look in the pack. We have the Partner 1600 FT. This, as we've already seen, is a very good tool to apply to a lot of the items in this pack. It's going to hold seed or fertilizer, 1600 liters of either. It only holds one at a time. We've got the Torino 6SL. This is a 6-meter seeder, and it is going to require a seed hopper like the Partner 1600. $50,000 to buy. We have the Pronto 3DC, a 3-meter seeder. It's going to hold anywhere between 2,800 and 4,000 liters worth of seed. It is $65,000. We have the Pronto 6DC, the 6-meter variant of the 3DC. It's going to hold 4,000 to 5,400 liters worth of seed. Then we have the Avatar 1225 SD. This is going to hold 68 to 7,200 liters worth of product and is 12 meters wide. Let's go ahead and take a look at the configuration options of all three of these. So we have the Roll Flex Packer. That's these front rollers. Or we could change over to the trapezoidal ring roller. We then also have the ability to add track loosening tines. And these are going to follow behind the tractor and basically loosen up the soil that was compacted as a result of our tractor tires driving through the field. Then we also have Seeder Unit Design 1. That is this single pipe coming from our front seed tank into this distribution network of hoses. Or we could go to Design 2, and we have now 2 pipes coming in from the front seed tank into 2 sets of distribution hoses. We have the Pronto 3DC. It's going to hold 2,800 liters worth of seed, or we can get the bigger variant that's going to hold 4,000 liters worth of seed. We can also get wheel setup where we just have the rear row of tires, or we can add a small set of center tires here in the front, or add a full set of tires across the front and the back. And then we can add ridge markers, yes or no. As far as the Pronto 6DC goes, we have 4,000 liters worth of seed, or we could go with a bigger version of this and add a little seed tank to it to get an additional 400 liters worth of seed, or upgrade the whole chassis to 5,000 liters, or add the little seed tank to go to 5,400. And notice when we do add the seed tank, we do get a longer tongue on our implement as well, because that is going to aid us in being able to, once again, make really, really tight turns with this unit. We have the choice of tire roller in the front, yes or no. We have a choice of row control, and row control is going to take a change to this hose platform. And we're going to get a much larger hose platform. And then we can also add ridge markers, yes or no. Then our last seeder is the Avatar. We have 2,600, 2,960 in seed and 3,480 in fertilizer. We can boost that a little bit and add an additional 400 liters worth of seed with this front tank as well to go to a total of 3,360 and 3,840. Now, an idea that you could also have is you could put the partner tank on the front of the tractor hauling this unit and add yourself an additional 1,600 liters worth of seed or fertilizer to the equipment as well. We have Trelleborg tires in standard or wide. And then we have also the choice of standard and wide tires amongst Michelin, Continental, Bernstein, and then we also have Seed Unit Design 1. Again, we're changing the hose distribution here. Or Seed Design 2, where now we have 2 sets of distribution hoses per side. Now, this particular seeder is not direct seed, so it is going to require us to make use of cultivated soil. See, once again, the really great unfolding animations there. And then we have some really nice animations, I feel, on the unit itself. Something I didn't talk about is the front tank. We do have some configuration options on the front tank. We'll cover those here in a moment. But we also have some really nice animations on opening and closing that front tank. Now, the Pronto and the Avatar, they do allow direct seeding. So we're going to just go ahead and seed here onto our mulched ground. Now, the Pronto 3 does not fold or unfold because it is 3 meters in width. We do have some nice animations on our opening and closing. And then we have rear lights on this as well. The 6 DC is just a larger variant of the 3 DC. Twice as large. We do have this one configured with the front seed tank, and this one also is configured to hold fertilizer. Let's go ahead and just see that opening animation. We're going to have to unfold it first. And as we're unfolding it, we get the nice ladder comes up. And then off we go. I just like the folding animation and how the ladder is configured and attached in such a way that it folds down at the same time. Lots of what I'm calling complex animations here, where we have multiple stages. And now we have the Avatar. That again will also direct seed. This one, I don't know, I just like how it unfolds here. Let's fold it back up, because we've got, again, what I call kind of complex animations here. So as the wings open up, we're also going to see the seeding towers, this distribution towers, also unfold. And I like how we've got two different sets of motions going on at the same time here. So off we go. 12 meters worth of seating. And once again, we have really, really good turning radiuses on all of this stuff. We can basically turn on a dime, if you will, and make our way back without having to do a whole bunch of turning configurations. Now, we have the planters. For that, let's take a look at the Partner 1600. So we have the standard configuration here. We can add wheels, tires to the front, or we can add roller packers to the front. We can also add rear weights up to 360 kilogram, and they are added in 60 kilogram increments. Now, the two planters, we have the Mastero 975 RX and the Mastero 2550 SV. Neither of these are no-till planters, so they will require the soil to be prepared beforehand. $65,000 and $208,000 respectively, and 6 meters and 12 meter working width also respectively. Taking a look at the 975 RX, we can add a fertilizing distribution unit to this, yes or no. And in the no configuration, we're only going to be applying seed. Yes, now we can add the front hopper, fill it full of fertilizer, and we can fertilize and seed at the same time. We have track loosening tines once again that will once again kind of help scratch up the soil that may have been compacted as a result of the tractor driving in front of the implement. And then we can add ridge markers also to the configuration. For the 2450, we have several choices in tires. We have standard, wide, or twin duals. We have Trelleborg. We have standard wide. We have Michelin, Continental, standard and wide. Midas, standard and wide. And Vertestein, standard and wide. This is interesting because it's kind of offset. We've got 5 rows on one side and 4 rows on another. And they just rotate down. Turn everything on and off we go, planting our corn. Really nice animations with the seed boxes hopping up and down. As well as our particle effects. And if you pay attention, you see the hoses all flexing there as well. And we have our larger planter. Once again, we're going to have these complex animations as both the wings and the distribution towers unfold and lift up. Once again, we have really nice animations with the various seed boxes moving up and down. And as a result, various hoses flexing, particle animations. There's lots of really neat things going on here. Then the final 2 items in our pack. We have the Cultura, or the Cura 24ST, 24.5 meter wide weeder, with a choice of Trelleborg tires, Michelin tires, BKT tires, Vertestein tires. Then we also have the Horsch Transformer 12VF. And this was the one that I thought would be kind of the thing that would sell the pack, where it shifts left and right. We're going to demonstrate that right here, right now, to stay within the rows. But as it turns out, I think this whole pack sells itself because of the massive configuration options amongst all of these pieces of equipment. I mean, we knew we were getting 4 seeders. We knew we were getting 2 planters. We knew we were getting 3 cultivators. But did we know that one of those cultivators seeds? So it's 5 seeders and a cultivator. Did we know that one of those or both of those other 2 cultivators fertilize in some way or could just work the soil? And then we also have the largest base game and DLC delivered mulchers also included in this pack. We moved over to a different part of the map. We've got some corn here that has some small weeds in it. Let's go ahead and demonstrate this massive 24.5 meter wide weeder. And we've only half unfolded this thing. And off we go. Weeding our corn. Trying to get the best yields possible. I really like to watch this fold up. See the wheels rotate around to get out of the way. And then we have the transformer. Now we have, through the miracle of science and television, magically converted this field to having medium weeds. Let's go ahead and unfold our amazing row following weeder. We have cameras and sensors here on these stalks, and they are going to be using and what is detecting the various rows. Keep an eye on this center shaft. There, it shifted. And as a result, it's trying to keep everything fine in between the rows. You can see it's shifting as I slightly change how the tractor is steering through the field. Shifting left and right in order to maintain that center level. Now this bodes well for the premium expansion coming here in a couple months, because we have additional row crops coming to the game with respect to parsnips, carrots, and red beets. I can see this hose features being really, really important in basically keeping those crops weeded as well. So guys, let me know down in the comments below, what do you all think of the Horsch AgroVation pack for Farming Simulator 22? Is it how you thought it would be? It's a bit more for me than what I was expecting that we were going to be getting. I knew we were getting this really cool row following weeder, but I thought that was kind of the gist and the gimmick of the pack, if you will. But the vast configuration options that we have with everything else really solidifies for me that this pack, in my opinion, is well worth the price. And also remember, if you are a year 2 season pass owner, you also own this pack already, because it is part of the year 2 season pass. If you are interested in picking this pass up and you have not already done so, if you are on PC, please consider using my affiliate links down in the description. I've got an affiliate link for this DLC as well as the year 2 season pass, and maybe if there's other DLC that you're maybe looking at picking up as well, then maybe consider using one of those affiliate links also. Until next time, happy farming.